Strength. True strength isn't about age, but about character, especially when a young influencer dismisses you. Gym at 6 in the morning, showing neighborhood gym in Boston, where I'm here every morning at 74 years old, but strong, still strong. New member named Chad at 28 years old as fitness influencer with 500,000 followers, wear phone everywhere, camera everywhere, with story, video, and selfie constantly. Today he's filming a story showing the gym. Bro, there are too many old people in this gym where they're ruining the vibe, so old people just walk in the park and don't hog the weights. Old people, me where he's talking about me. Seriously bro, gyms are for young people with motivation and energy where old people shouldn't come because they kill the vibe. I heard it where I heard every word. And my friend Tom, who's 68 years old, heard it where he was upset. Marcus, this kid is disrespectful, so let's go to another gym. No, Tom, we're not leaving where we've been members here for 50 years, and we're not leaving. I approached Chad where I walked slowly and quietly, then stopped beside him. Young man, can I talk to you? Chad looked up with a dismissive look. Sure, old man, what's up? Will you take me onto a challenge? A deadlift contest where you choose the weight, so let's race and whoever wins is right. Chad laughed loudly. Old man, you're going to compete with me? Are you serious? I'm very serious, so are you scared? Chad's laughter stopped. Scared? Bro, I deadlift 225 showing 225 pounds or 102 kilograms, so can you do that? Let's race and let's see. The camera came out where Chad handed the phone to his friend. Bro, film this because this old man is going to race me showing epic fail, and we're going viral. Viral? Yes, we were going viral, but not like Chad thought. This is me showing Marcus Thompson at 74 years old in Boston as retired Navy SEAL with 50 years of lifting weights. And this story is the biggest lesson that disrespectful influencer will ever learn. Because strength doesn't come from muscles, but from discipline and experience where old people can be stronger than young people, much stronger. If these kinds of real stories interest you and you want to listen stories about age and respect, please subscribe to the channel, because every day I share life's most instructive lessons that are inspiring, empowering, and just. Every discipline comes from a foundation, where mine is a military foundation, as Navy SEAL Foundation. My name is Marcus Thompson, at 74 years old in Boston, but the story begins 55 years ago. 19 years old during the Vietnam War, where I was a young man. Not strong, but weak at 5'9" and 145 pounds, showing thin and frail. Thompson, you want to be a SEAL in this condition? Impossible. Buds training, showing basic underwater demolition, SEAL training, as the toughest military training at 6 months. 6 months of hell. First week had 150 candidates. 5th week had 60 people. 10th week had 30 people. And last day had 18 people where I was one of them. Thompson, how did you do it? You were the weakest. I didn't give up, sir, where I never gave up because the body may be weak, but the mind was strong. I went to Vietnam for 2 tours from 1970 to 1972, where I saw war and lost friends, but I survived and came back strong. I returned to America where I became a SEAL instructor in San Diego at Naval Base Coronado. Gentlemen, strength is important, but discipline is more important, where consistency is the most important, because every day you will work out every day, and 20 years from now, you will still be strong. I joined a gym showing my first civilian gym because before it was only military bases, but now civilian life in a normal gym. Hello, I'm Marcus and I want to become a member. Welcome, Marcus. What's your goal? To stay strong, to stay disciplined, and to come every day. First day showed bench press at 45 pounds as weak, very weak. Second month showed 60 pounds as progress, slow but steady. 6 months showed 80 pounds as good and strong where I want to be stronger. 1 year showed 220 pounds where I started squats and deadlifts, showing everything as full-body workout. 1976 to 2024, showing 48 years. Almost 50 years where everyday gym and never skipped. Even when sick, showing light workout. And even on vacation, showing hotel gym with consistency and discipline. I got married to Linda, a nurse and beautiful woman who was understanding. Marcus, do you go to the gym every morning? Yes, Linda, every morning at 6 o'clock, showing discipline. But Marcus, even on weekends. Every day, Linda, because discipline never takes a break where muscles forget and the mind forgets, so every day. Linda got used to it where she even supported it. Go, honey, I'll make breakfast, and you can eat when you get back. 2 children were born, showing Michael in 1982 and Sarah in 1985. Dad, why do you go to the gym every day? Michael, the body is a machine where if you don't look after it, it breaks down. So you have to look after it every day by lubricating it, working it, and strengthening it. I took the kids too at 10 years old and 12 years old where I took them to the gym. Michael, Sarah, do you see? Dad is 45 years old, but he's strong because he has discipline. So you be disciplined too in every area including school, sports, and life. The kids learned where Michael became a marathon runner and Sarah became a yoga instructor. 50 years old, brought retirement from the Navy after 26 years of service, retired with honors. Marcus, what are you going to do now? Are you going to rest? No, because resting means death, so I'm going to keep working out at the gym every day. I worked for a private security company for 10 years, showing simple work, but active with movement and good. 60 years old, brought Tom where Tom is 62, who had a heart attack. And the doctor said, Tom, you have to exercise, otherwise a second heart attack will kill you. Tom started going to the gym where I helped him. Tom, start slowly, but be consistent every day for 45 minutes, and that's enough. Tom was disciplined where he came every day, and 6 months later he was healthy where the doctor was shocked. Tom, you're a miracle. Your heart is strong and your arteries are clear, so what did you do? Marcus did it, doctor, where he taught me discipline. Tom and I became best friends where every morning we went to gym together, had breakfast together, and chatted together. 65 years old, brought retirement, showing full retirement, where security job was over too. Marcus, it's time to rest where you're turning 70, so don't tire yourself out. Linda, I'm not tired because the gym keeps me young and keeps me strong, and I won't give it up. Linda died in 2018 from cancer at 69 years old, showing sudden, fast, and painful. Marcus, I'm sorry where Linda is gone. I was devastated because Linda was my life for 42 years every day, and now she's gone. The kids said, Dad, stay with us and don't be alone. No kids, I'll manage because I have the gym and I have Tom, so I'll manage. The gym saved me where every morning I went without Linda. But I went because discipline doesn't stop where not even grief stops it. Tom was supportive. Marcus, I know it's hard, but life goes on and Linda would want you to stay strong. You're right, Tom, because Linda would want that, so I'll keep going. Pandemic came with COVID-19, where gyms closed and the world stopped. Marcus, the gym is closed, so stay home and stay safe. I set up a garage gym at home with barbell, weights, bench, and everything. Tom, come where we'll work out in my garage with mask, distance, and safe. Throughout the pandemic for 2 years, we worked out in the garage where we never stopped. Never. The gyms opened where we went back, and first day the attendant was surprised. Mr. Thompson, we haven't seen you in 2 years. How are you? I'm fine where I worked out at home every day and now I'm back. But Mr. Thompson, you're 72 years old. Unbelievable. 72, but strong with deadlift at 240 pounds, bench press at 200 pounds, and squat at 220 pounds, showing strong, still strong. Young people asked, Sir, how do you do it? What's your secret? There is no secret but discipline for 50 years every day where I never stopped. And if you do it, you can do it. March 2024 brought Chad showing new member at 28 years old as fitness influencer. First day he immediately pulled out his phone with story. Yo, new gym! Let's see the vibe. Every corner, every machine showed story where phone constantly and camera constantly. Bro, this gym is old school with old style, but authentic showing real lifting. Started well, but then it changed. Second week brought different story. Bro, there are so many old people at this gym. Seriously, we're old people everywhere. Third week brought even worse. Guys, old people shouldn't come to the gym. Seriously, where they ruin the vibe and drain the energy. So just walk in the park and don't hog the weights. Tom heard where he was upset. Marcus, this kid is disrespectful to us. Tom, young people are like that with no experience and no respect. But he'll learn because life teaches. But Chad didn't learn where he got worse. Fourth week showed he spoke directly to me and to Tom. Hey old man, are you using this bench? Yes, 2 more sets. Bro, hurry up where young people are waiting, and old folks like you use light weights, so finish up quickly. Tom got angry. Marcus, teach this kid a lesson, please. Patience, Tom, because his time will come. Fifth week came with Wednesday morning where Chad was filming another story, but this time it was different. Bro, real talk where old people don't belong in gyms because they're slow, they're weak, and they kill the energy. So gyms are for young people with motivation and grind, and old people just take up space. Enough. Enough where now it was time for a lesson. Chad finished his story where he put his phone in his pocket and went to the squat rack. I approached where I walked slowly and quietly, then stood beside him. Young man, can I talk to you? Chad turned where he took out his earbuds. Yeah, old man, what's up? You said in your story that old people shouldn't come to the gym where they're weak and they're slow, so is that true? Chad laughed. Bro, no offense, but yeah, where old people at the gym ruin the vibe and bring down the energy. I see. Well then, will you race me? Challenge showing a deadlift challenge. Chad's eyebrows shot up. What? You're going to challenge me? Yes, where you pick the weight, whatever you want, so let's race and whoever wins is right. Chad laughed loudly where the room spun and everyone looked. Bro, are you serious? How old are you? 70? I'm 28 in my prime, so can you beat me? Let's race and let's see, so are you scared? Chad's laughter stopped where his face hardened. Afraid? Bro, I lift 225 on deadlift showing 225 pounds or 102 kilos, so can you lift that? Try me and let's race. Chad took out his phone where he gave it to his friend. Jake, film this because this old man is going to race me in deadlift showing epic fail coming, and we're going viral. He set up the barbell at 225 pounds, showing 102 kilos with 3 plates on each side as heavy weight. Bro, the rules are simple, showing maximum reps, where whoever does more wins, and I'll go first, so watch and learn. Chad approached the barbell where he rubbed his hands, applied chalk, and took a deep breath. He bent down, grabbed the barbell, arched his back, engaged his legs, and lifted. First rep showing good, second rep showing good, and third rep showing starting to struggle. Fourth, fifth, sixth, where his face flushed and veins bulged. Seventh, eighth, where he dropped the barbell gasping for breath. 8 reps, bro! 8! Beat that! The crowd cheered with young members. Chad! 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 Chad looked at me with a dismissive look. Your turn, old man. Let's see. I approached the barbell slowly, where I rubbed my hands, but didn't use chalk because no need. I bent down, grabbed the barbell, arched my back, braced my legs, and lifted. First rep showing easy, very easy. Second rep showing easy, and third rep showing easy. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, where I beat Chad's record. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I put down the barbell slowly and controlled. Breathing showing normal, face showing normal, and veins showing normal. It was quiet, completely quiet, where everyone was in shock. Tom clapped. "Marcus! Marcus!" The others clapped too, with older members and even some of the younger ones. Chad froze with his mouth open, where he couldn't believe it. How did you... 50 years, showing 50 years of discipline, and 50 years every day, where you've been lifting for 10 years. But me, 50 years, so experience beats youth, always. The gym was silent, where everyone was looking at me. A 74-year-old man with 12 reps deadlift at 225 pounds, showing 102 kilograms. Chad was still frozen, where phone was still recording, and Jake was still filming. "Chad," I said calmly, "the video is still recording, showing good, because your followers need to see this. Where the old people you said don't belong in the gym. He did 12 reps and you did 8. Chad snatched the phone from Jake, where he stopped the video. "Bro, this isn't going up, so delete it." "No, Chad. Post it because you said it in your story, showing old people are weak, old people are slow, old people shouldn't come to the gym. So now show it and show the truth." "Old man, I didn't mean..." "You said it, Chad, where you meant it, every word. But you were wrong, because strength isn't about age, but about discipline, experience, and respect." I turned, where I went to Tom. "Tom, let's go, let's shower, and let's have breakfast." Tom smiled. "Marcus, you're a legend, a true legend." In the locker room, the members congratulated me, including older members, middle-aged members, and even a few young ones. "Mr. Thompson, that was amazing. That kid deserved it." "Gentlemen, thank you, but I just showed that the old aren't weak but disciplined, experienced, and respectful." I showered and got dressed, where Tom and I walked out, and at the door Chad was waiting. "Mr. Thompson, 1 minute, can we talk?" I stopped. "Yes, Chad, I'm listening." Chad bowed his head. "I'm sorry where in the story I spoke wrong and was disrespectful, and people like you are inspiring, so I acted stupidly." "Chad, apology accepted, but you need to understand something, where age is just a number, and what matters is what you did, how many years, and how disciplined. So me, I've done it for 50 years every day, and you, how many years?" 10 years, but not every day, 5 days a week. That's the difference, showing consistency, discipline, discipline, and respect, where you, if you learn those 3 things, at 74, you'll still be strong at 74. Chad nodded. "I understand, so. Video? Are you going to post the video?" "I'm not posting it, but Jake filmed it, where he'll decide. But Chad, be honest, because if you did something wrong, admit it, apologize, and show your followers where making mistakes is normal, but admitting it is strength." That night, Jake posted the video on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, showing everywhere. Title: 74-year-old Navy SEAL destroys cocky influencer in deadlift challenge. First hour brought 5,000 views. First 3 hours brought 100,000, and first day brought 1 million. The comments exploded. "Bro! That old man is beast. Chad got humbled. Respect your elders. This is why you don't disrespect old people at the gym. 74 years old and 12 reps? I'm 25 and can't do 8 factorial legend." Second day brought 5 million views, where news sites shared it, and ESPN shared it, along with Men's Health. Retired Navy SEAL, 74, school's fitness influencer, who said old people don't belong in gyms. Third day brought 10 million, with TV news including NBC, CBS, and Fox, showing everyone. Sarah, my daughter Sarah, called, "Dad, you're viral. You're all over the internet." "Sarah, what do you mean viral?" "Dad, the video. The video at the gym. Millions watched it. You're a legend." "Sarah, I just did a deadlift showing normal. Dad, not normal. 12 reps at 74. And you taught that disrespectful kid a lesson. Michael, my son Michael, called too. Dad, I'm proud. You've always been our hero, and now you're the world's hero. Michael, don't exaggerate where I just showed them that old people are strong. Day 4 brought Tom to my house. Marcus, look at these comments. He showed me his phone with thousands of comments, tens of thousands. This man is my inspiration. I'm 65 and I'm going back to the gym. I'm 70 and I thought I was too old. Not anymore. Thank you, Marcus. My grandpa is 72. I'm taking him to the gym tomorrow. This video changed my life. My eyes welled up. Tom, I just did a deadlift, but people are getting inspired where the elderly are getting courage. Marcus, you didn't just do a deadlift, but you sent a message where age is not a barrier and discipline is everything. Day 5 brought Chad posting a video also showing an apology video. Guys, I messed up, big time, where I said old people don't belong in gyms, and I was wrong, dead wrong, because Mr. Thompson, Marcus, is 74 years old, and he beat me easy since he's disciplined, experienced, and respectful, and I was disrespectful. So I apologize to Marcus and to all older people because the gym is for everyone where age is just a number and discipline is everything. The video got 2 million views where the comments were mixed. Respect for apologizing, Chad. Too late, bro. You showed your true colors. At least he owned up, that's growth. But some were harsh. Unfollow. Chad, you're fake. Chad lost followers from 500,000 to 400,000, showing 100,000 followers gone in 1 week. Day 6 brought Sarah calling again. Dad, open Instagram where people want you and they want to follow you. Sarah, I don't know social media where even the phone is hard. Dad, I'll handle it where I'll set up the account. And you just take stories at the gym, at home, and daily life because people want to see that. But Sarah, what will I talk about? Dad, talk about discipline and talk about experience showing 50 years of journey because people want to learn. Okay, Sarah, try it, but keep it simple, not a show, just natural. Sarah opened an account showing at OG_lifter_Marcus as OG, original gangster, first generation lifter. First post showed video of deadlift challenge at the gym as Jake's video file with caption, 74 years old, 50 years of discipline, age is just a number, respect is everything. First day brought 50,000 followers, second day brought 150,000, and third day brought 300,000. Sarah was shocked. Dad, 300,000 in 3 days. Sarah, is this a lot? Is it good? Dad, it's so good. You're an influencer. Second post showed story of morning routine at 5:30, where I get up, I drink water, I stretch, and I go to the gym. Morning routine, 50 years, every day, no excuses. Third post showed advice as video with close-up of my face. People ask, Marcus, how do you stay strong at 74? Answer is simple, showing discipline every single day, not when you feel like it, but every day, including rain, shine, sick, and tired, every day. And that's the secret. No secret, just discipline. Fourth post showed past with old photo from 1969 of Navy SEAL training, showing weak Marcus as young Marcus. 1969 BUD/S training. 145 pounds, weak, but determined. 55 years later, 185 pounds strong. Time plus discipline equals strength. 1 week brought 500,000 followers. 2 weeks brought 700,000. And 3 weeks brought 800,000. More than Chad with 800,000, where Chad has 400,000 and Marcus has 800,000. The media took notice where Men's Health wanted an interview. Mr. Thompson, can we talk to you? Cover story. Cover? I'm 74 years old, so wouldn't a younger model be better for the cover? Mr. Thompson, you are an inspiration to millions, so the cover is yours. I accepted with photo shoot at the gym in deadlift position with serious face and strong arms. Headline: Marcus Thompson, 74, the Navy SEAL who proved age is just a number. Interview questions about life, discipline, and advice. Mr. Thompson, what would you say to young people? Simple. Discipline every day, where whatever you do it every day, including gym, school, work, and family, because discipline brings success, not talent and not luck, but discipline. What would you say to older people? Even simpler. It's never too late where I started 55 years ago, but if you start today, you'll be strong in 10 years and very strong in 20 years. So the important thing is to start and not to stop. The article was published where it went viral as Marcus Thompson is everywhere. April 2024 brought a month past since the challenge where the gym changed and the atmosphere changed. More older people came at 60 years old, 70 years old, and even 80 years old, where they all came. Mr. Thompson, I saw your video. I'm 65 years old. I've never been to a gym, but you inspired me. I want to start. Great, start. But slowly, not heavy weights, but light with technique and form. Then you increase the weight. Tom is now famous because in the video Tom was cheering where people recognized him. You're Mr. Thompson's friend, Tom from the video. Yes, I'm Tom where Marcus is my best friend for 40 years. The young members changed, showing more respectful and more polite. Mr. Thompson, are you going to use the bench? Go ahead where we'll wait. No, young man, you use it because I'm going to do squats and bench later. Thanks, Mr. Thompson. You're an inspiration. Chad was still coming, but different, showing quiet, humble, no phone, no stories, just work as disciplined work. One day he came up to me. Mr. Thompson, can I ask you something? Of course, Chad, ask. Your discipline. Where does your discipline come from? I get lazy sometimes where I don't want to come to the gym, but you've been doing it for 50 years, never skipping a day. So how? I sat down where Chad sat down, and I talked at length. Chad, discipline is a decision every day where I don't want to go today, and I'm tired. But I go because discipline is independent of feelings where feelings change as today I'm happy and tomorrow I'm sad. But discipline doesn't change, showing it's the same every day. So do you understand? I understand. So you don't listen to your feelings. You listen to discipline. Exactly where feeling says, don't go today, and discipline says, go every day. And I listened to discipline for 55 years. Mr. Thompson, I want to change where I want to be like you, not just an influencer, but a real lifter and a disciplined lifter. Chad, if you want to, you can do it, but drop the show, drop the phone, drop the stories, and just work every day quietly, without show, where 10 years from now, you'll be strong, really strong. Chad nodded. I understand. Thank you, where I will change, and I promise. And Chad changed where the phone decreased, the stories decreased, the work increased, and the discipline increased. 2 months later, Chad posted a video, another video. Guys, 2 months ago I did a challenge with Marcus where I lost, and my ego was shattered. But I learned discipline and respect. And now I work differently with less story, less show, more work, and more discipline, where Marcus became my mentor. So thank you, Marcus. The video got 1 million likes where the comments were positive. This is growth. Respect Chad. Marcus changed Chad's life. Legend. This is what mentorship looks like. March 2025 brought a year past since the challenge where Marcus now has 1 million followers, a full million. Posts every day showing discipline, exercise, advice, and past stories, everything. I went from 74 to 75, another year where I'm still strong and I'm still disciplined because age is just a number. The gym changed where it was named Marcus Thompson Gym officially. The owner is Jim Patterson at 60 years old. Marcus, you transformed this gym where the number of older members tripled, and younger members are more respectful, so you added value here, and I want to name the gym after you. Gym? It's not necessary where I just showed discipline. No, Marcus. It is necessary because you are an inspiration, and your name should be here. Opening ceremony came with new sign showing Marcus Thompson Gym, where age is just a number. I gave a speech where 200 people listened, including members, media, and family. Thank you where this honor is not mine but belongs to discipline, because 55 years I came every day, and I never stopped where there was war, there was a pandemic, and my wife died. But I didn't stop because discipline doesn't stop. And you shouldn't stop either, whether you're young or old, because it doesn't matter. And what matters is discipline every day for a lifetime. Applause came with standing ovation showing long applause. Sarah cried, Michael cried, and the grandchildren cried. Grandpa, you're a hero, a real hero. Tom hugged me. Marcus, you're my hero for 40 years, and now you're the world's hero. Chad was there too, where he wanted to speak on stage. Mr. Thompson, a year ago I was a fool where I was disrespectful and arrogant, and you taught me a lesson. The most important lesson of my life, showing discipline, respect, and humility. And I changed where I'm still an influencer, but a different kind of influencer, because I share discipline, not showmanship. And I see you as my mentor, so thank you. Thank you always. We hugged, showing Marcus and Chad as 75-year-old mentor and 29-year-old student. Beautiful moment, very beautiful. That night at home in a quiet house, a lonely house, but happy. I looked at my phone showing Instagram with messages, thousands of messages, thousands every day. I opened a message where I chose one at random. Mr. Thompson, I'm 68 years old, where I had a heart attack last year, and the doctor said, you need to exercise. But I was afraid to go to the gym because I'm old and I'm weak, and I was embarrassed. Then I saw your video where you're 74 years old, strong and disciplined, and I was inspired. So I signed up for the gym where it's been 2 months and I go 5 days a week, and I feel younger. So thank you because you saved my life. Robert M. My eyes welled up because Robert is 68 with heart attack where he was afraid, but he changed, and I inspired him. Another message. Marcus, I'm 45 where I've never been to the gym, but my daughter is 18 and she goes to the gym, and she said to me, Dad, watch the Marcus Thompson video because he's 74 and you're 45, so you're very young and you have no excuse. And I watched it where she was, right, because you have no excuse. So I started where it's been 3 months, and I lost 22 pounds, and I feel great. So thank you, Marcus. David K. Another message. Mr. Thompson, I'm 82, yes, 82, where I saw your video showing you're 74, and I'm 82. And I said, I can do that too. So I asked my doctor, can I do it? And the doctor said, of course. Start slowly. So I started with 3 days a week and light weights. But I'm happy because for the first time in 20 years I feel strong, and you inspired me. So thank you. George P. The messages never stop showing hundreds every day. Thousands from old people, middle-aged people, and even young people. Marcus, I'm 22. But I'm lazy where your discipline shames me because you're 74 every day and I'm 22 2 days a week, and this is wrong, so I'm changing. Thank you. I understand where the message isn't just for the elderly, but for everyone because discipline. Everyone needs discipline. Today, March 2025, at 75 years old, showing Marcus Thompson. Every morning the same routine where 5:30 I get up, I drink water, I stretch, and 6 o'clock gym at Marcus Thompson Gym, a gym named after me. I still do deadlifts at 225 pounds, showing 102 kilograms at 12 reps still. Bench press at 210 pounds, squat at 230 pounds, showing strong, still strong. Members greet me, including young people, old people, and everyone. Good morning, Marcus. Morning, Mr. Thompson. Hello, Grandpa. How are you today? I'm fine. I'm always fine because of discipline, where discipline keeps me going. Chad still comes every day, where we work out together sometimes as mentor-student. Marcus, today is deadlift day, so are you going to do it too? Of course, Chad. Deadlifts every Wednesday because discipline never forgets. We work out together where Chad now has 450,000 followers, and I have 1 million. But there's no competition anymore showing friendship and respect. Tom is still my best friend at 69 years old, is strong, healthy, and happy. Marcus, you know what? You saved my life in 2005 with heart attack, where you taught me discipline. And now it's been 20 years where I'm still healthy and I'm still strong. And I think about you every day. So thank you. Tom, you're my brother where we supported each other, and together we are strong. Instagram is still active with everyday posts showing discipline, exercise, and life lessons. Day 18,250 of discipline. Yes, I counted where 50 years equals 18,250 days. Every single day at gym with no excuses. And that's how you build strength. Not in one day, but in 18,250 days. Comments show thousands of comments. Marcus, you're 75 and stronger than me at 30. Legend. This man is proof that discipline beats talent. I'm 70 and I just joined a gym because of you. Thank you, Marcus. Men's Health published its annual Fittest People Over 70 list where number 1 is Marcus Thompson. Marcus Thompson, 75, proves that age is truly just a number, where with 50 years of disciplined training, Marcus is stronger than men half his age. And his message: discipline, respect, consistency. Sarah is proud. Dad, you're an inspiration worldwide. Michael is proud. Dad, the grandchildren brag at school saying our grandpa is on TV. Grandchildren have started coming to the gym at 16 years old and 14 years old. Grandpa, we want to be like you, strong and disciplined, so teach us. Of course, grandchildren, every Saturday we'll work together where I'll teach you discipline, I'll teach you patience, and I'll teach you respect. Saturday mornings are special, showing the gym with the grandchildren where I teach, I demonstrate, and I pass on 55 years of knowledge to the new generation. Look, kids, weight isn't important, but form is important, where you lift slowly, lower with control, and breathe. Then do it right, and then you increase the weight. The grandchildren listen carefully and respectfully. And I am happy at 75 years old, where I live alone since Linda is gone. But there's the gym, there's Tom, there's Chad, there are grandchildren, and there are members. And most importantly, there's a message showing the message is spreading around the world. Older people shouldn't be kicked out of the gym, where older people are the soul of the gym with discipline, experience, and respect, because these are an older people, and young people should learn. They should show respect, and they should grow stronger together. Chad said a year ago, old people don't belong in gyms. Now the world knows where the elderly are the heart of the gym, because discipline is in them, experience is in them, and respect is in them. And I am Marcus Thompson at 75 years old, as Navy SEAL, retired soldier, lifter, mentor, grandfather, and friend. And my message is simple. Age is just a number where discipline is everything. And you could be 20 or you could be 80 because it doesn't matter. And what matters is every day with discipline, with respect, and with consistency. Because strength doesn't come from muscle, but from character. And character grows stronger with age. Chad learned it, the world learned it, and now you learn it. The gym is for everyone, showing young, old, and everyone where together we get stronger, together we inspire, and together we change. This is Marcus's message at 75 years old, with 55 years of discipline, showing infinite strength. And the story isn't over yet, because every day is a new page. Every deadlift is new inspiration. and every rep is a new lesson. See you at 80, still at the gym, still strong, and still disciplined, because Marcus never stops where discipline never stops. 2 years later, I'm 77 years old now, where the journey that started with a disrespectful comment has become a movement that spans the globe. Marcus Thompson Gym has expanded to 3 locations across Boston, where each one carries the same message, where age is just a number. At OG_lifter_Marcus now has 2.5 million followers, where I've become not just an influencer, but a voice for a generation that refuses to be sidelined, pushed aside, or told they're too old. Every morning my inbox floods with thousands of messages from people around the world sharing their stories. An 85-year-old woman in Japan who started lifting after watching my videos. A 62-year-old cancer survivor in Australia who credits my message for giving him the courage to rebuild his strength. A 70-year-old grandmother in England who now competes in powerlifting competitions. These stories, these lives changed. This is the real victory, not the 12 reps, not the viral video, but the ripple effect of one moment of standing up for respect and dignity. Chad is now 31 years old, where he runs his own gym called Discipline Over Ego, with my picture hanging on the wall as a reminder of the day that changed his life. He visits me every Sunday, where we don't just work out, but talk about life, about growth, about the responsibility that comes with having a platform and a voice. Marcus, he said last Sunday, I've been thinking about that day where I was so arrogant and so blind, and if you had just yelled at me or embarrassed me without the lesson, I would have stayed the same person. But you showed me through action, through strength, through discipline what real power looks like. And that's why I changed. Not because you beat me, but because you taught me. Tom is 71 now, where he's training for a senior bodybuilding competition at my encouragement. Marcus, at 68 I had a heart attack and thought my life was over. But you showed me it was just beginning, where these last 9 years have been the best of my life. And I owe that to you, brother. Sarah and Michael visit every weekend with the grandchildren, where the youngest, Emma, at 12 years old, has started her own YouTube channel called Grandpa's Gym Lessons, where she films me teaching exercises and explaining the philosophy behind discipline. Grandpa, she said last week while filming, kids at school used to make fun of old people, calling them weak and useless. But after I showed them your videos, everything changed, where now everyone wants to meet you. And some kids even brought their grandparents to the gym. So you didn't just change old people's lives, but young people's minds too. The documentary came out last month titled Never Too Old, The Marcus Thompson Story, streaming on Netflix, where it follows my journey from Vietnam to today. From that first weekday at BUD/S training to the viral moment that changed everything. The director told me, Marcus, your story isn't about age or strength, but about something deeper. It's about dignity, about respect, about refusing to be invisible. And that message resonates with everyone regardless of age, because we all face moments where society tells us we're not enough. And you proved that we define ourselves, not society. The film has been viewed by over 50 million people worldwide, where the comments section has become a place where young and old come together to share their stories, to encourage each other, to build bridges across generational divides. I received an invitation to speak at the United Nations for International Day of Older Persons, where I stood at that podium at 77 years old, representing not just myself, but millions of older adults worldwide who refuse to fade quietly into the background. Distinguished delegates, I am Marcus Thompson, where I am 77 years old, and I deadlift 225 pounds for 12 reps, not to show off, but to prove a point. Age is not a disability, age is not a limitation, and age is not a reason to be dismissed, disrespected, or diminished. So my message is simple. Judge people by their character, by their discipline, by their contributions, not by their age. Because the moment we stop valuing our elders is the moment we lose our connection to wisdom. to history, and to the lessons that can only come from a life fully lived. Standing ovation where delegates from over 100 countries rose to their feet. That night, messages poured in from government officials, from organizations, from individuals thanking me for giving voice to something they'd felt but couldn't articulate. But the message that moved me most came from a 15-year-old boy in Kenya. "Mr. Marcus, I live with my grandfather, who raised me after my parents died, and kids at school used to mock him for being old and slow. But after I showed them your video, everything changed where now my grandfather is respected. Now people ask him for advice, and now I'm proud to walk with him, so thank you for showing the world that old people are not burdens, but blessings." I cried when I read that because that's the heart of everything. Respect, dignity, and recognizing the value in every human being, regardless of age. Men's Health named me Fitness Icon of the Decade, where the article stated, "Marcus Thompson didn't just go viral, he started a revolution where gyms worldwide have reported a 400% increase in memberships among people over 65, and senior fitness programs have exploded in popularity, all because one 74-year-old man refused to be disrespected and proved through action what many had forgotten. Strength knows no age." Linda, I wish you were here to see this where I know you're watching from somewhere. And I hope you're proud, because everything I do, every rep, every lesson, every message is infused with the values you taught me. Humility, perseverance, kindness, and the quiet strength that comes from living a life of purpose. The grandchildren ask me often, "Grandpa, when will you retire from the gym?" And I always answer the same way. When I stop breathing, because the gym isn't just exercise, but life. It's discipline, it's purpose, it's proof that I'm still here, still strong, still contributing, and the day I stop is the day I've given up, and I don't know how to give up. Chad organized a special event last month called the Marcus Challenge, where gyms across America held simultaneous deadlift competitions for people over 65, and over 10,000 people participated, with the oldest competitor being 92 years old, who completed 3 reps at 135 pounds. When asked why he did it, he said, "Because Marcus showed me it's possible, and if it's possible, then I owe it to myself to try." That's the legacy I hope to leave. Not viral videos, not Instagram followers, not magazine covers, but the simple, profound message that you are never too old to be strong, to be disciplined, to be relevant, and to make a difference. I still wake at 5:30 every morning, where I still go to the gym at 6. I still do my deadlifts, my squats, and my bench press. And I still believe that discipline is the foundation of everything worthwhile in life. The young members at the gym no longer see me as the old guy, but as Marcus, the mentor, the legend, the proof that age truly is just a number when backed by 57 years of unwavering discipline. And when I see an 80-year-old person walk through the gym doors for the first time, nervous and uncertain, I walk over, shake their hand, and say, "Welcome. You're in the right place. And age doesn't matter here, because discipline, respect, and effort are all that count. So let's get started." Because that's what this is really about. Creating spaces where everyone, regardless of age, feels valued, respected, and empowered to be their strongest self. Chad posts regularly now about discipline and respect, where his content has shifted from "look at me" to "learn with me," and his followers, though fewer in number, are more engaged, more loyal, and more inspired, because authenticity always wins in the end. Last week he posted, "3 years ago I said old people don't belong in gyms, and I was spectacularly, embarrassingly wrong, where Marcus didn't just prove me wrong, but taught me right. And that's the difference between humiliation and education, because he could have destroyed me. But instead, he built me up, and that's the mark of a true mentor." Tom and I still have breakfast together every morning after the gym, where we sit at the same diner, order the same meals, and talk about life, about aging, about the gift of another day to be strong, to be useful, and to be present. "Marcus," Tom said yesterday, "you know what the best part of all this is? It's not the fame, not the followers, but the fact that millions of people who thought their best days were behind them now know their strongest days can still be ahead. And that's a gift you've given the world." I'm 77 years old now, where my hair is almost completely gone. My face is lined with decades of life, and my hands are calloused from thousands of hours gripping barbells. But I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm purposeful, and I'm grateful. Every rep is a prayer of thanks. Every workout is a celebration of ability. And every sunrise is a reminder that age is truly just a number when you live with discipline, with respect, and with purpose. The story that started with a dismissive comment from a young influencer has become a global movement, proving that strength, real strength, comes not from youth but from character, not from talent but from discipline, and not from ego but from respect. I am Marcus Thompson at 77 years old, where I am a Navy SEAL, a lifter, a mentor, a grandfather, a friend, and proof that you are never too old to be strong, to inspire, to teach, and to change the world one rep at a time. This is my message, my legacy, and my gift to anyone who's ever been told they're too old. You're not. Age is just a number. Discipline is everything. And your strongest days can still be ahead if you choose discipline over excuses, action over apology, and respect over ego. See you at 80, still lifting, still teaching, still proving that age is just a number. Because Marcus Thompson never stops, and discipline never stops. If you liked this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about this story in the comments. Click on the box on the left to listen to the next story.